Right, I've got good news and bad news. Which do you want first? The good news. I got my visa. Oh my God, I got the email today. I got it. I got my visa, right? We've been waiting for ages. It did take the full 6 months. It takes 6 months before you get a response. I was hoping to get one sooner because we were going to go see mom and dad this summer, but that obviously didn't happen. It did take pretty much the full 6 months, but I got the big stamp of approval. My worst nightmare was going to be if they asked me for more information, because then they could have needed more information and taken another 6 months in which I wouldn't be able to travel, right? Anyway, so I've got it. So I can stay here forever and never have to apply again. And I don't have to give $2,000 every 2 years anymore. Oh, 20 grand later. Now, for any other Americans living in the UK, you might be thinking, it should only have taken you 5 years. You're right. But a few years ago, I filled out the wrong form and it landed me on the 10-year route. They took my money, they stamped it, and no one told me. It wasn't until the next 2 years that I realized. Anyway, it took a while, but here we are. I have it. That is the good news. I can travel now. I can schedule to go see mom and dad. We're going to go at Christmas. Woo, woo. And then also we can go on a little holiday. Obviously, we've been in the UK. It's been lovely, but it'd be nice to what? Sit on a beach. So we're going to try to get something booked in. But anyway, so is it bad news? The frustrating news. I have to now apply for my UK citizenship. We knew that. That's not new. What I didn't know is that it takes another 6 months to get a response for that. Right? A lot of people would just go ahead. Once you get your definite leave to remain, you can apply for citizenship. But I don't want to apply right now because I want to go see mom and dad. So once you apply, again, you can't leave again for 6 months. That put me here for a year. So anyway, so we want to go see mom and dad. So I'm going to wait and apply in January. So January, once again, I'll be here for 6 months, not being able to leave. Which is not so much. It's not about holidays, and it's not about even going to see mom and dad. It's if I needed to go over there. Just know that whole thing of like not knowing I can't. People say, oh, you could get an emergency form. You can, but it's still going to be it's always going to be there as a bit of a shadowy thing. She went over, and every time you're at the US UK thing and you're explaining, why do you have a lapse in your thing? Why did you leave when you weren't supposed to? And you stood there sweating, feeling like cartel, yeah, trying to explain to these people what happened. It's to follow you forever. And I would do it if mom and dad needed me, but it's just a weird feeling. Anyway, I say all that to say I'm going to apply in January. It means I'll be here another 6 months and then hopefully get my citizenship. But the other sort of frustrating news in that is that the waiting time, 6 months, and also it's going to cost me another $3,000. So that's what Santa will be bringing this year, via Paul, hopefully. Hopefully he'll buy me some citizenship. People think it's so weird. They're like, oh, you don't just get to stay here because you're married? No. You don't just get to stay here because you've had a baby on UK soil? No. It's the same in America. It's not just special to the UK, same in America. You have to go through the visa process like everybody else. Prove that you can financially support yourself. And that's another thing. People say, oh, why don't you just bring your mom and dad over? You have to prove that you can financially support everybody you bring over. Do you know how much money I have to have in order to, do you know what I mean? Oh, well, why wouldn't you just use their retirement, all that? It doesn't work that way. I have to be able to prove it with UK income. It's a whole thing. So I wish it were that easy, but it's not. Anyway, we're going to rejoice in the good news today, and that is that I got my visa and the process is over and that is done. Tick, tick, tick.